started volunteer driving for another agency 5 years ago. It's a United Way program, Neighbor Rides it was called. And that went fairly well for a couple of years. And then in that time, I provided rides for a number of VABVI clients. And I got to know some of them better than I did the others. I had more time with VABVI clients going places. So I switched pretty much all of my time about 2.5 years ago with the association. I would say I average 14 to 16 rides a week. And it's 5 days I'm available, but I certainly don't work or drive 5 days a week. It's maybe 2 hours one day, 5.5, 6 the next for various rides. I stayed in it. You know, my wife and family said you're going to keep with it. I did because it's really selfish in a lot of ways. I thoroughly enjoy the cast of characters, and I mean that in a positive way for characters. They're an intriguing group of folks. I've met two people that one knew my dad knew where he was in World War II, and my mom is a war bride. My dad was stationed over in Scotland, and she came back and started a club of a war bride woman, and I've met one of them. She remembers my mom in her 90s. Those are amazing things, you know, you're not going to find at your normal volunteer effort.
Yeah, it's true.
I've enjoyed the staff. It's really a pleasure. I'm going to continue for as long as I can. And I hope that's a couple years anyway, and meet some new folks. I know most of them by now. We have a group of anywhere from 25 to 35 on a fairly regular basis, and 8 or 10 often even on a weekly or twice monthly basis that I've got to know. And that's it's not just fun. That's the interesting part. They have great stories about their history. Some have wonderful stories about the association, the kind of assistance they've received, whether it be financial stuff with their checkbook. We do a lot of shopping with clients, and they come and use the library a lot, or we refer them to someone who can assist with the library program. They are aware of other state services, and that's primarily as a result of VABVI informing them, referring them. The drivers don't do a lot of that. We're basically a transportation end of things. You know?
Right.
Generally, that's where I am with you folks. Work-wise, VABVI-wise, there's a couple of people. If we didn't provide rides or assistance, whether it be the library or referring for specific health services or coordinating with a retina center, which we do a lot of. A lot of folks, and I don't mean to over dramatize it, would be home, not doing much.
Right.
And VAB is a nice interlude for them. You know, it gets them out, which is real positive. Realistically, it helps locate or provide services. And again, not to overstate it, VAB is just a nice resource for them for not only rides. I mean, that's a crucial one. But,
Right.
coordinating services. You know, they're not their counselor or caseworker, but they're kind of a referral agent, you know, of sorts. For our bi-monthly pals, I do rides for 4 people to get there, and then I hang out for a little bit. 2 weeks ago, the Lions Club put on a lunch for the volunteer drivers.
Yeah, they do that.
That was nice.
Oh, that's nice.
That is pleasant. It's important to let them know to be a friend, but not their caseworker, not their provider of certain needs. You know, I'll do the driving, be respectful and friendly, but I don't want them to feel VAB is going to answer all their issues, but we're here to help, or sometimes just guide, not necessarily help. Some of the ones I like, and it's related to VAB, is the long distance trips. One of the limitations we have is to stay within the borders of Vermont for travel.
Right.
And what that does, White River 2 weeks ago, a person was going down there and going to pick up a ride
Wow.
to head to a
Yeah.
specialist in Boston, and picked her up a few days later. That's 3 hours of getting to know someone, and whether they take a nap and relax or just chat, and that's really healthy for not only them but for
Right.
this retired guy too. We do a number of trips to Montpelier. I've done Rutland twice, Northeast Kingdom 3 or 4 times for a training group up there. St. Albans quite a bit. The St. Albans health organization, part of UVM Medical Center, has a center that I'm trying to think what it is, and they have one in Burlington, but it's so booked up we have to go to St. Albans as an alternative sometimes. So a lot of people, if they didn't have this transportation part, many times wouldn't be able to get there. The other reliant organization is SSTA, and it's they do 700 rides a day.
Wow.
Terrific organization. The process is very difficult for a lot of folks to schedule the ride, get picked up. It's still really a great place, but it's limited. I think people feel more relaxed with our volunteer drivers, and we just provide an atmosphere the way we pick up folks. In our case, in my case, and a lot of times, if it's a 40-minute doctor appointment, I'll just stay there. And if I've got another ride in between for, say, a retina appointment, which is at least 2 hours, I'll go do the other ride. But people rely on us in a good way. They know they can trust us. And again, I don't mean to imply the other folks aren't trustworthy or worthwhile. It's just a difficult process to do. So, and we're not.